We are shedding light on the updates in the case of 18-year-old Anna Kepner, and this is an exclusive headline that has come out today. The parents have now admitted that the stepbrother, age 16, is a suspect in Anna Kepner's death on board the Carnival cruise, and we have a lot to get to. Before I get into it, there's going to be multiple parts to this, so please watch for that. Make sure you're following me because I'm going to cover the updates that we have here with court filings. We're also going to go into some social media posts and the communications between the families and stuff going on there, as well as some information that I found in court records that shed more light on the situation going on. Now, TikTok has deleting all my drafts. I think they've been too long, so watch for all the parts. All right, let's get straight into this. The parents of Anna Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother have admitted for the first time that he is considered a suspect in her mysterious death on board a packed Carnival cruise ship. Anna, 18, was on a 6-day Caribbean getaway with her dad, stepmom, siblings, and step-siblings when she was declared deceased in international waters between Mexico and Florida on November 7th. Now, sources say that her body was found wrapped in a blanket and stuffed under a bed in her cabin. This grim discovery is what prompted FBI to swarm the Carnival cruise ship when it returned to Miami a day later. Now, court filings that have recently come out as of yesterday confirmed that Anna's stepbrother, who can't be named for legally because he's a minor, he is the one who's facing possible criminal charges. He is currently in the care of an unnamed third party, according to a motion filed Tuesday by the boy's anxious father, demanding urgent clarification of what is happening to his son. Thomas Hudson's also seeking immediate custody of their other minor child, a 9-year-old girl currently living in Titusville, Florida, with Chantal Hudson and Anna's dad, Christopher Kepner. The respondent took the remaining minor children on a cruise with a stepchild of her paramour, his filing says. The 16-year-old child is now a suspect in the death of the stepchild during the cruise. While released from custody, the 16-year-old child is residing with a third party. The filing goes on to add, the 16-year-old's future has been put in jeopardy because of the choices made by the respondent. Now, the respondent being Chantal Hudson in this case. The youngest child is at immediate risk of abuse, abandonment, or neglect in the care of the respondent. Chantal filed a response late Tuesday denying allegations that she, quote, abused, neglected, or abandoned her children. She added, it is true that there is an open investigation regarding the death of the biological daughter of the stepfather and her son, who is a suspect regarding this death, which occurred recently on a cruise ship. So Chantal's filing said that the boy was staying with one of her relatives, and she is providing counseling for all of her children. Now, 18-year-old Anna Kepner grew up in Florida with her father, 41-year-old Christopher Kepner, who at the time was with his ex-wife, Tabitha Kepner, who's 33 years old, along with siblings who are aged 14 and 9. Now, Christopher and Tabitha split in 2023, but Christopher, who's a crane operator, he found love again later with Chantal, who divorced Thomas Hudson last year, and she relocated to Titusville with their 2 youngest kids. Now, late last year, Thomas Hudson, who's 37, accused his ex-wife of willfully violating court orders and denying his parenting time in a motion for contempt filed in Brevard County, Florida. Now, they were actually set to square off in court next month on this, but Chantal is the one who filed an emergency motion Tuesday requesting more time to respond due to a, quote, extremely sensitive and severe circumstance. She said that the FBI had advised her that one of her minor children faced a potential criminal prosecution related to Anna's death. Quote, any testimony the respondent may give, either written or oral, could be prejudicial to her or her adolescent child in this pending criminal investigation, wrote Chantal's lawyer. Thus far, the FBI has refused to say how Anna died or whether she was murdered on board the Carnival Horizon, which visited Jamaica, the Grand Cayman, and Cozumel before sailing back to Miami. Now, sources told the Daily Mail, who made a report on this, that Anna complained of feeling unwell on the evening of November 6th and went back to her cabin. When she didn't appear for breakfast the next morning, her family members began searching the sprawling $800 million mega vessel, which carries up to 4,700 guests. A maid eventually found Anna wrapped in a blanket, covered over with life jackets, and stuffed under a bed, according to sources. Now, the Miami-Dade County Medical Examiner lists Anna's time of death at 11:17 a.m. on November 7th, but hasn't revealed its findings. And Christopher decided to go with an interview with the Daily Mail. They weren't speaking, but he did share that investigators had shared barely any details with him. And now I'm going to go into some quotes, which I really want you to listen to and remember because it's going to be important for what I get into later on in this. Christopher stated, quote, "We were there as a family. Everybody was questioned. Everybody came off that ship. I don't know who they are looking at or what their investigation is," he said. "The FBI hasn't shared anything with me yet. I would imagine they're going to be in contact with me about it, but I know as little as everybody else. I have no idea what is going on right now. We're just trying to sit still and wait for answers." Now, in that court filing as well, it was believed that the son's biological father was getting him a lawyer, but it's not clear whether that had happened yet. A lawyer for Chantel Hudson did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Carnival really hasn't responded much beyond saying that they're cooperating with the FBI in the investigation and that they also support the family. Now, investigators did say through an anonymous source that they are going through the ship's security cameras to look for evidence and to build a possible timeline of this crime. With that being said, an update has said that there appears to be seen on surveillance a suspect with Anna going into the cabin. Now, I'm going to end this part here. Next, we're going to start off with Chantel Kepner's social media response after this first occurred, and we're going to go into all of that. But this is part one. Watch for part two.